Something just went wrong. Seriously wrong. A rocket that was ready to launch halted. Astronauts suited up and standing by, grounded. A mission years in the making, paused without warning. We're talking about Axiom 4, the highly anticipated spaceflight that was supposed to take a new generation of astronauts, including India's very own Shubhanshu Shukla, to the International Space Station. This wasn't just another launch. It was historic, symbolic, technologically complex, and now it's in limbo. The countdown had started. The world was watching. And then, in a matter of minutes, NASA and SpaceX pulled the plug. Why? Was it just a technical error? Or something far more serious? Could it be a system failure no one's talking about? A geopolitical signal? Or even a silent warning from space itself? There are whispers about hardware malfunctions, mission politics, and unspoken risks, but no official word has answered the most important question of all. What's really going on up there? Stay with us, because what you're about to hear might change how you see space missions forever. Let's rewind. The Axiom 4 mission was never just another rocket launch. It marked the 4th private astronaut mission to the International Space Station, a symbol of the rapidly changing landscape of space exploration. Axiom Space, in collaboration with NASA and SpaceX, was poised to send a crew of 4 into orbit aboard a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket, with the Crew Dragon spacecraft Endeavour at the helm. Among the crew, Shubhanshu Shukla, the first Indian astronaut to fly in a private space mission. His participation alone made this mission front-page news. Alongside him were Walter Villadei from Italy, Alper Gezeravci from Turkey, and Commander Michael Lopez Alegria, a seasoned NASA astronaut turned Axiom pilot. The mission was greenlit for June 10, 2025. Everything appeared ready. The spacecraft had been checked, the weather looked favorable, and the astronauts had completed months of rigorous training. But then came the first delay. Bad weather in Florida, a common culprit in spaceflight history. Understandable, though still disappointing. The launch was pushed to June 11th. Everyone was hopeful. The new date looked promising. Then came the real shock. Just hours before the second launch window, NASA announced an indefinite hold. The reason? A liquid oxygen leak, detected in the rocket's ground support equipment. It wasn't the spacecraft. It wasn't the weather. It was the infrastructure that fuels the entire launch system. Now, to a casual observer, that might sound like a manageable issue, but in the world of spaceflight, even a minor leak can become a catastrophic failure. Liquid oxygen, or LOX, is highly volatile. Any irregularity, any pressure drop, any unexpected temperature fluctuation can spell disaster during launch. But here's where things get murky. The leak was discovered early enough to stop the countdown. That's good, but multiple sources suggest that the leak wasn't entirely unexpected. There had been previous concerns about the aging ground support infrastructure at Kennedy Space Center. Systems that were initially built for the Space Shuttle era are still being used, retrofitted for Falcon 9 launches. Some engineers have warned that patchwork upgrades to these systems create vulnerabilities, the kind that show up at the worst possible time. So, was this leak a freak occurrence, or the result of deeper systemic problems? Even more concerning, insiders reported that the leak was substantial. It wasn't a small valve issue. It required a complete stand-down. That means draining all propellants, clearing the launch pad, and conducting a full inspection, a process that could take days, even weeks. NASA, SpaceX, and Axiom Space have all stated that safety is their top priority, and they're right to pause the mission. But this raises another big question. Was the launch rushed? There's immense pressure on commercial space missions to stick to tight schedules. Investors are watching. International partners are waiting. And in the case of Axiom 4, political implications are layered over the technical. India's space community has been heavily invested in Shubhanshu Shukla's flight. It's a matter of national pride. For Turkey and Italy as well, their astronauts represent diplomatic and technological ambition. A delay like this, especially one without a clear new date, creates diplomatic tension. Then there's the issue of costs. Every day of delay racks up millions of dollars in overhead, from pad maintenance to crew logistics to spacecraft readiness. And while SpaceX has become known for cost efficiency, even they can't escape the financial burden of a grounded mission. But there's another angle, one that's not being talked about openly. Some experts are speculating that this mission may be facing more than just a LOX issue, that perhaps technical concerns were only part of the story. There have been reports, unconfirmed but persistent, about anomalies in pre-flight diagnostics. Minor electrical fluctuations in one of the Falcon 9's ground interfaces. Slight telemetry mismatches during the static fire test. Individually, none of these would stop a launch. But together, they point to a pattern. And when it comes to human spaceflight, there's no room for risk stacking. The margin for error is razor thin. Still, the official line remains unchanged. A liquid oxygen leak halted the mission. Full stop. So where does this leave Axiom 4? Right now, the crew is back in quarantine. The launch pad is under inspection. And teams are racing to resolve the leak, inspect every connection, and restore trust in the system. But this delay isn't just about one mission. It's a reminder, a powerful one, of how fragile spaceflight really is. For all our technological advances, launching humans into space is still one of the most dangerous, complex things humanity attempts. And even the smallest failure, a frozen valve, a cracked seal, a minor fuel pressure drop, can mean life or death. Yet this mission still matters. Maybe even more now. Because when Axiom 4 finally does launch, and it will, it'll carry with it more than 4 astronauts. It'll carry the weight of global partnerships, private spaceflight credibility, and public confidence. It'll prove that even when things go wrong, we adapt, improve, and push forward. But it also leaves us with unsettling questions. If this leak hadn't been detected, what might have happened on the pad? In the air? In orbit? Are we relying too heavily on aging infrastructure to support modern spaceflight? And most importantly, as private missions become more frequent, are we moving too fast? Because in the race to the stars, cutting corners isn't just dangerous, it's fatal. The story of Axiom 4 isn't over. It's just hit a sharp turn, the kind that tests every part of a mission. The crew is still waiting. The world is still watching. And now, more than ever, every decision matters. This isn't just a delay. It's a critical moment for private space exploration, a reminder that even in 2025, we're still learning how to live and work beyond Earth. So the question is, will this delay make us better, or expose deeper cracks in the system? One thing's for sure, the future of space travel just got a lot more real. What do you think is really going on with Axiom 4? Is this just the cost of innovation, or a warning we need to take seriously? Leave a comment below. We want to hear your thoughts. And don't forget, subscribe to the Daily Scope for daily space discoveries, urgent updates, and the stories no one else is telling you. Because the truth is always out there.